Welcome to the 5th episode of the 1,000 Comics podcast. Oh boy, do we got a show for you today. Here's your 1,000 Comics word of the day, our vocabulary. Fortitude is mentioned on the show. Fortitude means courage in pain or adversity. That's what fortitude means. Courage in pain or adversity. I just thought I'd throw that vocab word out for you because I used it on today's podcast. Sometimes I like to throw big words in there and then define them later in the monologue. We got a great show for you today. Today's guest, Khalil Rashad. This guy's a great comic, man. He's a very funny guy. I see him just performing like no one else. He can kill. He can kill on stage. That's what I'm saying. I would just like to say that the 1,000 Comics podcast is looking for sponsors. If you'd like to sponsor the show, you can send an email to matthewheath.saga@gmail.com. That's Matthew Heath, SAGA, @gmail.com. Until then, I'm pretty much sponsoring myself. If you'd like to check out my play, go to Amazon.com. Go to the search bar, type in Matt Heath and Renaissance Men. My play will pop right up. So buy Renaissance Men, please. Also, if you'd like to check out my comedy album on YouTube, it's called Matt Heath Class Clown Revisited. And without further ado, I would like to let you guys listen to this great conversation that I had with Khalil Rashad. It's the best way to do it. No, I don't. There's like a pizza place on the corner there, though.
I want pizza.
No.
Yeah, sorry, man. I got my nose is stuffy, man.
Yeah, Lake Worth is like a pizza. There's a good There's actually a really good Mexican place like right on the corner there.
Oh, where? Yeah, I saw a lot of Mexicans down the street, man. Where's the trash can at?
Just throw it on the counter there. That's fine.
Hey.
All right, so welcome to the 1,000 Comics podcast. I'm sitting here with my guest today, Khalil Rashad.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, man. A little under the weather, but doing good.
But you're well enough for a podcast.
Absolutely.
Well enough for a podcast, I would say.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it, man. When did you get started in comedy?
I got started in comedy in the year 2013.
2013.
Yep.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Where was your first time on stage?
The first time I ever went on stage, I was living in Wichita, Kansas.
Kansas?
Yeah.
You started your comedy career in Kansas, of all places.
Yeah.
Is that where you grew up?
No, that's not where I grew up. I was actually stationed in the military, stationed in the Air Force. I was stationed at McConnell Air Force Base.
Right.
In Wichita, Kansas.
So you started comedy when you were in the Air Force.
Absolutely.
And I think we've actually had this conversation before because I'm a little jealous of you that you've kind of had the same path with comedy as George Carlin, because George Carlin was in the Air Force when he started comedy.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know Sinbad. A lot of comedians actually have been in the Air Force and decided to go do comedy, like George Carlin, like you just said, well, Sinbad.
What are the options when you're in the Air Force? You either become a comedian or you go the other route. You go in the NASA. You get shot in the space.
I don't know, man. There's a lot. Air Force does have a lot of opportunities if you do get in the right job field. A lot of opportunities, man. Like sky is literally the limit.
Don't people in the Air Force though go into NASA though? Isn't that a good way to get your foot in the door?
It can be a good bridge, yeah. Not all of them, but it's a good bridge, yeah.
Yeah, I always thought that was like the most interesting thing. Like,
it's not just the Air Force; they use the Navy too,
right? But I would think Air Force more so because they're already in the sky.
Yeah, true.
Try to break that outer limit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you were in Kansas. What was the first place you went to?
Well, there was only one place to go to when I was there, and there's this place called the Looney Bin. It's still running to this day. It was mainly a place just for like professional comedians on the road,
right?
Coming through. But they were nice enough to have an open mic every Wednesday.
So you liked a lot of the comics that went through there?
They were alright, I wasn't impressed.
So professional comics, not like not like stars.
Yeah, like
are there any stars coming through Kansas?
Every now and then you might have a star. But like most of the time, no. But it's just like the improv.
But working comics, like the improv.
Yeah,
of course.
It's like because every comic that goes to the improv ain't famous. It's the same way with the Looney Bin. Every now and then you might have like maybe Rob Schneider come through,
right?
Or maybe Dane Cook.
Oh, of course. So
So
it's a good. It was a decent club. It's it wasn't like
but most of the time,
like a hole in the wall or anything.
Oh, it is a hole in the wall. It is a hole in the wall.
Okay, so
yes, it is.
All right. Okay, so now you're painting a picture for me. I'm kind of seeing what you're talking. That's such an interesting way to start. Really. Yeah. You're in the Air Force. What made you decide you were like funny instead of did you just show up to watch comedy one night, or did you?
I've been wanting to do comedy since probably like I was 18 years old. Watching like people like Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Cedric the Entertainer, guys like that. So when I saw that, man, I'm like, I wish I could do that, but I don't really know how. So I just kind of sat back, studied the game for a while. Looked at guys like Kevin Hart, D. Ray Davis.
Right.
Just kind of just sit back and watch. And I pretty much...
Who would you say like your heroes in comedy, or who did you idolize?
My heroes, like when I was growing up, I guess I always liked Chris Rock, and even to this day I still like Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle. When I saw Dave Chappelle.
How do you like Dave Chappelle's new specials?
It's all right. Like Dave Chappelle's not even one of my favorite as a grown man.
Right.
But I have to give him credit for like me wanting to do comedy though.
Okay. I saw Dave Chappelle back. One of the defining moments of me wanting to start comedy, I went to the show in Hartford.
Yeah.
And it was at the Meadows. It's not called the Meadows anymore. It's called like the Comcast Theater or something. But it was Dave Chappelle headlined the Oddball Comedy Festival. So it was like guys opening for him like Dimitri Martin, Flight of the Conchords. I'm drawing a blank on who else was there. I think Aziz Ansari might have been there.
Yeah.
But I might have that confused with another Oddball Festival. But anyways, Chappelle headlined, and people started booing him 10 minutes into the act.
Yeah. Well, I've heard him joke about him being booed before, but they actually see it. That's like, damn, people really booing Dave Chappelle. Like, what happened?
Well, I'd say, granted, you could tell he was stoned on stage,
okay.
But I don't think that's any reason to boo a guy.
Was he actually telling jokes?
He was just kind of telling his story, Mm-hmm. He wasn't really getting into any heavy material.
Yeah.
But once people start booing him, it's like there's I don't know. Have you ever been booed?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Really? I've never been booed. I've been heckled. I don't think I've ever been booed before.
Man. There was this place down in Overtown, ran by this guy named Cello Davis, good comedian.
Right. Wait, before you get into the booing story, let me just say that the next I got into comedy like a week after I saw Dave Chappelle get booed off stage because I thought to myself, in the audience, I was like, wow, Dave Chappelle could handle getting booed by like thousands of people. I bet I could handle getting booed by a room full of like 20 people. That's actually like a defining moment of, and I love Dave Chappelle, but that was a rough moment for him. But the next year, Louis C.K. headlined the Oddball Festival. This is obviously before the whole Louis C.K. scandal. This is when people like really loved Louis C.K. And he headlined, and then at the end of the set, he was like, I got someone to bring out for you. And he brought out Dave Chappelle, and the crowd just went fucking nuts. One of the best comedy shows I've ever seen.
Yeah. Nice. Where's the Oddball Festival at?
I think it's like a touring festival, so it's in multiple places. But at the Meadows in Hartford was one of them.
Okay.
So, anyways, get back to the story you were about to tell.
Okay, I was getting booed down in Overtown, down in Miami. This place called Lyric Theater. It's Apollo based, so like if you're not doing what they like, you're going to get booed. You're supposed to get booed,
right?
So like, I don't even think they even gave me really much of a chance, but oh well. I go in there. I'm like. I didn't even get to finish the first joke. I'm getting booed like 30 seconds in.
Right.
I'm like, and then like I started like talking back to the crowd, making fun of people. They started laughing.
Right.
But I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to tell jokes. So like I try to get back to the jokes. It started booed again. It's like then I got booed off stage.
It's a rough crowd.
Then like the Sandman and the little I guess the people that be dancing around the band, they all like pretty much played music and marched me off the stage and all that.
Shit, man. There's a couple different things I wanted to talk about today on the podcast. How do you feel about comedians, like famous comedians that have like lost all their money gambling?
I don't know any famous comedians that lost all their money gambling.
No, I know you don't know any personally, but you look at like a guy like Norm Macdonald or Artie Lang. They just like. Lose and I just saw Kevin Hart the other day in like one of those celebrity poker shows.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how
I saw that last night.
Yeah, I think because it was on an N2 wine bar. There was and I was just thinking about how you watch comedians on TV and you think they have money to gamble with. But a lot of them are actually like losing all their money. I'm not saying that Kevin Hart is losing all his money gambling, but you never know. Like those are the comedians that you look back on years later and go, "Oh, that guy was just a compulsive gambler." You know,
a lot of comedians have vices, man. Like that stuff doesn't really surprise me too much.
You're not a gambler, though, are you?
No, I don't gamble. I got an uncle who has a gambling problem, so like every now and then I might play a scratch off or something, but or might but I don't. You're not gonna catch me really like out there in the middle of the street playing a craps game or just out there in the casino.
What if you make it big though, Khalil? What if you start making huge figures? Are you gonna?
Nah, man.
You're still not going to gamble with it?
Nah, I doubt it, because gambling's addictive, man,
All right, listen, all you ladies out there in podcast land, this man Khalil, he's a comic with virtually no vices. He's a man you want.
I'm pretty sure I have my shit, I'm pretty sure I got my shit, my weird little quirks like most other comedians.
Yeah, if you had a vice, what did you say your vice is? If you're willing to talk about it on the podcast.
Honestly, I don't know. Like it's, everybody has something wrong with them. It's just sometimes it's easier to identify than other people than others.
Right.
I know I got my shit going on. sometimes I'm lazy. So
I don't think it's not easily identifiable with you though. You're a guy that seems like you got it together
yeah.
pretty much all the time.
Well, I don't always have it together. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I'm not emotional.
Right.
There's like, and I get that from my pops.
Right. Your parents still around?
Oh yeah, man, yeah, absolutely. Like think about you might not grow up with everything,
Right.
Coming up, but like my dad, even though everything wasn't like always smooth,
Mm-hmm.
you would never see this man like get emotional, like just like
Yeah. Because you could
blow up
easily get upset about hard times, but you kind of like so you would say would you say that you learned fortitude from your father?
Yeah, I guess that's the better word. Yeah, exactly. Because like he eventually got out of it, and now we live in the suburbs. So I don't live with them no more, but like they live in the suburbs, man.
They live here in Florida?
Yeah.
Where in Florida they live?
Panama City, Florida.
Oh, all right. Do you still spend a lot of time with your family?
Not a lot. Not really.
Because you're doing your own thing.
Yeah.
You're out being Khalil.
Yeah.
Sowing your wild oats.
Yeah.
Doing what you do best.
So my wild oats, I guess, as you want to call it.
That's what comics are supposed to do, or people our age are supposed to do.
What? Sow our wild oats.
Sow our wild oats.
I'm older than I look, man. I'm 30, man. So.
There was a woman I was trying to go steady with recently.
Yeah.
And she's a little bit older than me. She kept saying to me like, you got to go out there and sow your wild oats. And I would say to her, I've sown enough oats. I'm ready to settle down.
Well, think about it, man. Like in this new modern society, relationships are getting harder to maintain by the day.
You think so?
Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Why do you think that is?
Well, because now with like everybody feeling more free to do what they want to do and like not confined to like society, or the norms of society. People don't want to get married anymore.
Right.
People want to have sex with everybody as much as possible.
Why do you think people are more free to do what they want to do, though?
I have no idea, but that's what I noticed, though. People just don't want to have relationships hardly because they I think a lot of times they see in the past like things like seen what the parents go through, like relationships, like the ups and downs, especially with marriage, people getting divorced and losing everything. And you see that, you like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do that, That's how a lot of people are thinking,
I think you could have that kind of view of things for a while until you knock somebody up.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like when you knock somebody up, the first, especially with a lot of men, when you knock somebody up, when you get a woman pregnant.
Walk me through this, Khalil.
Yeah.
If you just found out that, all right, hypothetically,
yeah,
you use a condom, right, Khalil?
I use condoms. Yeah.
You use protection and everything, but you find out that you got somebody, pregnant.
I got somebody pregnant.
You get that phone call.
All right. Well, first, I'm like, all right. I'm gonna ask her what you want to do. You gonna keep it or what? Okay. Now.
All right. I respect that. You are you ask her what she wants to do.
Yeah.
First.
Absolutely. Now she says she wants to keep it. I'm like, all right. So now we're gonna see when that baby comes out. We'll do a paternity test. See if that baby's mine.
Come on, how busy are these women you're hanging out with, Khalil?
Man, I don't know what these women be doing, man. I don't know what they be
doing. No, you're right. I completely agree with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a paternity test.
I just found out just last night a girl that I've been hanging out with had hooked up with another comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, man, these hoes ain't. I'm not supposed to call them hoes. I'm gonna call them these sexual liberated women are not loyal.
I don't know, man. When you find out that a chick that you had slept with has slept with another comic, you don't even know if it was before or after when you were with her, like things like that, you know.
But when it comes to these women of this new generation in these days and times, you should always assume that
they've been with everybody.
That too, but always assume that she has been with somebody in your circle.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if any women that are around have been with anyone else. Anyone that's so literally anyone that I have on a 1,000 Comics podcast is liable to sleep with anybody that I've also been with.
Yeah.
Wow. You hear that?
Because think about it. Where you meet this girl at? Where you meet her at?
At a comedy show.
A comedy show, right? Now, do you think that's the first comedy show that she went to? Because she might even say, "Oh, this is the first comedy show I've ever been to. I've never been to one before." She's probably lying, because everybody likes to give off a good first impression,
I don't understand how these females, they're so disingenuous.
Well, women are disingenuous, but men are too. Everybody lies, especially when it comes to the male-female interaction.
I don't know. I would think I'm a genuine guy. I think you're a genuine guy, Khalil. I think there's genuine women out there, but most of them aren't. They're not genuine people, or at least the ones that I've come across in the lately.
Man, look, everybody's hiding something. Me, you, we all hiding something. These women you approach, you encounter, they hiding something. Everybody hiding something. No one is going to put all of their shit on the table on the first day you meet someone. It's just not. Because
we all got baggage.
Exactly.
Well, that's a good way of looking at it. You know what? It's because I think it's like when you look at the world in terms of dating, things like that. It's the world. The world's a lot messier of a place than it was when you were in like high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, Khalil?
Uh-huh.
Because I'm sure the first girl that you were ever with had never been with anybody else.
That's a lie. Nope.
No. Okay. No. All right. Well, let's get into that then.
Let's see. I was a late bloomer. I lost my virginity around the age of 18.
Really? 18?
Yeah.
Wow, man. You want to hear my number?
What's your number?
I was 14.
That's good. That's usually between around maybe 16 is the average. That's like the average for men for both male and female. 16 is right about the average. So I'm 2 years late. I'm 2 years late starting. So the girl already told me oh yeah, I've been with this guy before. You know what I mean? And and it was probably more than one.
Right.
How guys always say however many women however many men a woman says she's been with, you got to multiply by 3. She says once, probably 3.
Oh,
what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? I think I've heard this before.
Yeah.
This is like an age-old expression.
Yeah.
Multiply by 3. Yeah.
Women, women are not going to give you the real number. They're always going to short it. They're always going to short it. Men, we're going to over exaggerate it. You know what I mean? Because all men, because think about it, a man we want to look like the man. That's the thing. We want to look like the man.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not the last thing you want to tell a girl that, oh yeah, I ain't had pussy in 6 months. That's you're not gonna tell her that. So of course, men, if a man says, oh yeah, I've been with 30 girls,
right,
it's probably 10.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're pretty much dead on with that. What what about I lost my train of thought. I had a question for you on that. Um, you know what I think we should do right now? I had a comedy sketch
Yes.
prepared for today. You want to read a comedy sketch?
Well, let's read the comedy
Let's
sketch.
read the comedy sketch.
All right.
All right.
The Dazed Fisherman.
The Dazed Fisherman is the name of the comedy sketch. All right. A fisherman is lost at sea.
All right.
It's just been him and his boat and a mean case of scurvy that the fisherman acquired.
Jesus Christ.
The scurvy has eaten away a fair amount of the fisherman's brain. He leaves the cabin and finds a walrus lying on the deck of the boat. Hold on, let me just go silence my phone.
All right.
All right, Khalil, you're the fisherman.
I'm the fisherman.
You just found a walrus lying on the boat. Your brain is being eaten away by scurvy.
All right.
You're the fisherman.
Okay.
Here's your line right there.
Holy Lord, would you look at that? I don't know. I'm thinking, trying to be like a pirate or something. I don't know.
No, you're not a pirate. You're a
I'm a
fisherman.
regular. All right. How am I supposed to talk? I don't know.
Like you, but just to make sure you do the exclamations and you hit the question marks.
All right.
This is you if you you're you if you were a fisherman lost at sea. The delirious fisherman that is
I would never say Holy Lord. I'm thinking like, how would I say that?
the delirious fisherman that is doesn't realize that it's a mere hallucination brought on by scurvy, but the walrus begins talking. What are you doing over there?
I'm sorry. Did you just talk?
Yeah, I said, what are you doing over there?
Well, I'm lost at sea here, man. I got nothing. I don't even have a damn compass.
Jeez. Could you do me a favor and flip me over?
What?
Go ahead. There's a stick over there. I don't mind. I ate too much McDonald's today.
Where did you get McDonald's? We're in the middle of the damn ocean.
I used Uber Eats. It's a fine establishment there.
Listen, man. You need to get back into the water. I can't deal with this shit anymore.
Hey, I'm sorry. Next time I'll get you something. You want like a McDouble or something? McRib?
I don't want no damn McDonald's. Now take your tusk and your damn whiskers. What is this? How did you get McDonald's wrappers all over this goddamn boat? We are in the middle of the goddamn ocean.
I'm sorry. I'll clean up later. The end. Question mark.
So is that really the end?
I put the question mark there because I thought this could be a great animated series with me and you, Khalil. I thought. So I think I included that McDonald's material in there because of the bit because I was trying to I was envisioning you writing this sketch what we were going to talk about.
Yes.
And I love your bit about McDonald's.
All about
Can you do your material on McDonald's for the people out there in podcast land?
Okay. I think this is a joke you're talking about how McDonald's is doing delivery to Uber and all that.
Yes, yes.
Everything. Okay. Yeah. So like basically McDonald's now they're doing delivery through Uber. and that should be a crime within itself. That's like paying a hitman to come to your house and murder you. You know, you get to knock at the door like, I'm like, oh, that must be McDonald's. Like, nah, bitch, it's heart disease and diabetes. You're gonna die tonight. Like, McDonald's will kill you, man. Like, I'm gonna send my ex-girlfriend some McDonald's, man. That's right. You know, like, I like McDonald's. Honestly, I do, but I feel like sometimes McDonald's, it do a lot of pandering to black people, man. Like, you ever see like those R&B songs and those rap songs in their commercials? You see it.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. I'm like, come on, McDonald's, just say what you're trying to say. Black people, we need you. All the white people are going to Whole Foods. Because you'll never see Whole Foods pandering to black people. Like, you'll never see, on sale, we got organic Hennessy. And for a limited time only, we got gluten-free hot sauce. That's it. That's the bit.
I always appreciated that bit. Where the Uber that you did, the Uber, where knocking on the door. It's heart disease. I love that.
Yeah.
And the other bit that always sticks out in my mind that you do, you're talking about hooking up with a chick, and you say, when a chick asks you if you could make love to her until the sun comes up.
Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, I remember that joke. Yeah, I still do it from time to time. It's like,
you know what? Don't do that joke on air just because I think people should come out to see Khalil Rashad. Don't do all your material. I'm a firm believer that if people listen to this podcast, they will come out to just hear you do that joke.
Well, I hope they come out and see it, man. You know, I'm always doing something, man.
So, let's get into some deeper conversation, man. How were you raised religiously?
I was raised Baptist.
Baptist.
Yes.
So you're Christian?
I guess that would make me a Christian,
right?
I don't really.
Did you go to church growing up?
Yeah, man. I went to church all the time. My mom was a religious fanatic. Still is to this day. You know, I love the lady, but yeah, like, all right, I get it.
I understand. So you went to church to a certain extent, and
yes.
then did you stop
Sunday
going?
And Wednesday, every Sunday and Wednesday.
You went to church on Wednesday?
Yeah, fucking Wednesday, man.
During the day or like after school when you got out of school?
At night, yeah.
Was that like religious education though?
No, it was like church service. Church service.
Did you ever do any kind of like religious education, or was it just?
No. Well, we went to Sunday. I went to Sunday school as a little kid, you know.
Yeah. So after a certain age, though, you just start going to church.
I stopped going when I got 18 because I'm grown. I do what I want now.
Right.
But from all the way up from the day I was born all the way up to 18, I didn't have no choice.
Okay. Do you still believe, or?
I believe in some of it. Some of it is like, I don't know.
Okay.
Like I believe in God. I don't know if I would call myself a Christian, but like I believe in God.
When do you think you stopped? When did you just keep going to church because you had to for a while?
For a minute, I did. Like I kind of like round about like 17, 18. I was like, I don't know if this is exactly for me.
Right.
But
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand that.
So when I turned 18,
because that's basically when I stopped going. I stopped going to church because I grew up Catholic, and there's at some point when you're a teenager, they want you to get confirmed.
What the fuck is that?
It means like you got to like go through this thing where you got to like write bishops letters, and you got to like it's like a process you have to go through to obtain, to prove that you're a Catholic, basically, and they need you to go to church every Sunday. And
I didn't know they did that.
But it's at that point I realized, I don't know, it's because it's like you want to get confirmed as a Catholic when you're a kid, but when you're a teenager, that's when you're discovering like stoner movies and jerking off and just doing nothing with your friends. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Exactly.
And yeah, just women. And you're thinking about girls too much to think about church when you're a teenager.
Absolutely, man. You know, like the Bible's like, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know where in the Bible it says, but I guess you're not supposed to fornicate or have sex before marriage. But I'm like,
Right?
come on, man. Like, fucking, like, hormones raging and shit, bro. Like, what the fuck you want me to do?
Yeah, so your impure thoughts were kind of taking hold of you. And
then my mom and like the pastor talking about it's even a sin to think about sex. I'm like, for real? I can't even think about the shit. I'm not even doing it.
Can you imagine that? It's a sin to think about. Oh my! That is what priests kind of do, though. Like preachers, that's why tell people that? Because it's impossible not to think about sex. I'm sure. I mean,
I don't know. I think.
Let's be honest. Jesus was someone that they said never sinned. Do you think even Jesus didn't think about sex?
I'm pretty sure he did. I don't know. Like, I don't mean to be sacrilegious or anything. Like, I know a lot of people still believe in Jesus.
Right.
But like, I don't really. I believe in God. You know what I mean? Like seriously, but I'm not really sure about the whole Jesus thing.
Yeah, because you kind of get hung up with Jesus, and then when you discover like other people's religions growing up too, you see like Buddhism, you see like all the and it's like well,
but it's not even like with
who's to say
other religions?
My prophets, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Just reading the Bible within itself, like you got the Bible, you reading the Old Testament, it's telling you, all right, God in the Old Testament tells you, all right, I'm a jealous God. Don't put any other gods before me. I'm like, okay, I get it. Now you get into the New Testament. Now I got John the Baptist telling me, all right, for God so loved the world, gave his only begotten Son, you got to believe him and accept him as your Lord and Savior. I'm like, whoa, hold on a minute. God said he's a jealous God. I can't make his Son my Lord and Savior. What is that?
Huh. So are you hung up on that contradiction?
Yeah. I'm like, what? Like, hold on, man. Like,
I get hung up on the contradictions myself. That's what
Like, I didn't even have to read I didn't have to learn about other religions, and like I didn't have to read about Buddhism, Islam, and Judaism. Well, pretty much Christianity is pretty much comes from Judaism. It's just
right.
But I didn't have to read about other things to realize, you know what? Maybe some of this stuff in here might not be 100% accurate.
I agree. It's not I think the problem with the Bible in general is though you get older, you take a step back, you look at it, and you go. Well, it's not like God or Jesus himself wrote it. Yeah. He's written by people, so it's not
exactly.
It's just like whoever wrote the Bible is pretty much the same as priests. They're just giving you the word. They're not giving you the answers. Uh-huh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only time I ever read the Bible, what the only time I ever read the Bible is?
Wait.
When I get pulled over by the police is the only time I really feel like I need to look for answers.
But like, think about it. Like, you got the Bible, right? The first scriptures ever were written in Hebrew.
Right.
Then the Roman Empire came along and all that stuff got converted to Latin.
Right.
Then it got converted to English.
Mm-hmm.
To like the language you're speaking right now. When it got converted to English, that was Middle Age English. The English they speak is not the same exact dialect or the modern English that
so something's
today.
Lost in translation is what you're saying.
You're talking about that's how many turns is that? 1, 2, 3. That's like 3 or 4 turns.
It's like a game of telephone.
Yeah, so like who knows what we're reading it's 100% accurate. And think about it, you got the King James version, right? King James. Like this, I'm pretty sure that guy had an agenda.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he probably went in there and changed some things. You know, when the Roman Empire took on Christianity, took on the Bible, not only did they translate it from Hebrew to Latin, I'm pretty sure the Roman Empire, they had an agenda.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then the Catholic Church, they took it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people had an agenda throughout history. We're talking about what? Maybe 3,000 or 4,000 years of this book that's been translated, and people
have their own agenda of what I want to do with this book.
Yeah, they have probably changed words, and it's been confirmed. Not only maybe have they changed words, they have left out whole books. They left out whole chapters.
Right.
You know, like if you're gonna like actually include like every single book ever written by any like Judeo priest, prophet, whatever you want to call it, they gonna be about like this thick. How do you get it down to here? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like,
man, so something's lost in translation, and people have their own agendas.
Yeah.
Do you think that's like there's anything like that though in terms of scripture with where people have their own agenda with it? You know.
Well, absolutely, especially with the Roman Empire, because you got to remember, it was actually the Romans,
right,
who crucified Jesus.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And the guy Pontius Pilate, you know, a high.
I think it's Pontius Pilate.
Is it Pontius?
You said Pompous.
Pontius? Yeah, Pontius, I don't know. I'm not a Bible expert, but I know, like, in the Bible, it said, the version we read today, it says, the Jews wanted Jesus crucified.
Right.
But
it's the Romans.
How do we know it wasn't the Romans that did it?
I think we're pretty sure it's the Romans at this point now, right?
Yeah, because the
except for if you're like a Mel Gibson fan, then you're like, oh, it's definitely the Jews.
Yeah, because like Pontius Pilate was a real person. It's like he's a high order general. Apparently, the Jews wanted to kill Jesus. Maybe we don't know, but we do know Pontius Pilate murdered a lot of motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Do you think though that it's the Jesus performed all these miracles, right? Why do you think they wanted to kill Jesus in the first place?
The Romans?
Why do you think anyone would? Why do you think that another group of people even wanted to kill this guy?
You know, that stuff is politics. You know, just like we have politics today. You know what I mean? It's all politics. You know what I mean?
But do you think it's like just because he is a person who's a leader and has, is on a soapbox to a certain extent and has all these followers, disciples, anyone who's got a group of people following them,
they're like the version we know
puts himself up for.
Think about it. The version we know, apparently he was crucified because people accused him of blasphemy and performing witchcraft. He was doing all the miracles and stuff like that, and saying that he was God's son. But who actually knows
witchcraft?
Yeah, he's turning water to wine, walking on water, doing all that stuff.
Do you believe in witchcraft, Khalil?
It probably works. I never tried it. I'm not going to try it.
But do you think anyone's ever put like a spell on you or anything like that?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't care, man. I don't really care. I really don't care. Like we all have we all have bad luck. You ever have bad luck? You like, man, I wanted someone just cast a spell on me, like, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Who knows? There's like a lot of Wiccans.
Wiccans.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a Wiccan is. What is a Wiccan?
A Wiccan? Oh yeah, man. Wicca's the religion,
Right?
yeah, and they're really like a lot of Christians or like Jewish people or Muslims. They'll probably just call it straight up witchcraft or call it straight up paganism, you know, and it's like Wicca is like.
Well, isn't it interesting because
they do call them,
I didn't really start meeting a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses until I moved down here, and they think like everything is paganism.
Yeah, well, technically, by definition, anything that's not of the Bible is paganism to them. Because like paganism is not a word outside of English, you know? Right? So like technically, yeah, it is paganism.
So what? You're in the Air Force. The Air Force is paganism?
Well, it's not. No, like paganism is any religion that's not.
Yeah, but anything. The way you put it was like anything you do is paganism. Like this cup is paganism because it's not of the Lord.
No, but like yeah, Wicca is like they actually do call themselves witches, but they don't. They claim they don't practice evil.
Have you met any of these? Are they all women, or there's men too?
Men and women participate. I don't know much about it. I've heard about it.
Have you met any? So you haven't met any of these people?
Nah.
So how do you know about it then?
Well, you research it.
Why are you researching this?
Why
not? Oh man, do you have any shows coming up?
No, I don't.
No, just chilling.
I'm just chilling right now, man.
But you're still hitting mics and you're still hitting the stage.
Yeah, I'm always hitting the stage.
We got about 15 minutes left. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Talk about some sports, man.
Sports. There's some nerds listening to this podcast.
Oh, it's nerds. Okay, let's not talk about sports.
It's a nerd. It's like a nerdy. It's all about comedy, sir.
All right. Well, I don't know. What should we talk about?
All right. Here's something I want to talk about. Is this girl offered me like a kitten the other day.
A cat?
Yeah, like a cat.
Yeah.
You have a cat? You have any pets?
Nope. Used to have a pet bird back in the day.
You had a bird? What kind of bird was it?
It was a cockatoo. I was a kid.
A cockatoo? Do they speak? Like,
Yeah, cockatoos can talk.
Did your cockatoo talk?
No, he didn't talk. Fucking bastard. Yeah.
Did you try to make it talk a lot?
Nah. Oh, I did. I was talking to him I'm like, hello. The bird just looked at me like, I'm like,
the birds where it's like they're birds that can repeat you. After a while, I feel like you just start talking to that bird like it's a person.
Yeah, I hated that fucker.
Why? Is it?
Because they wouldn't talk, man. Wouldn't talk. But they would get on my. This little motherfucker would whistle. Right. Every song that would come on the television, he'll whistle the tune to it.
Really?
Yeah, he would do that.
So it was basically an advertisement bird.
This bird would whistle any tune that came on the radio or the television. That motherfucker would whistle it.
But it was so it only repeated things that it heard over and over.
Yeah.
Right?
But it didn't talk, it whistled. It whistled the little tune that come on the radio.
So you thought it was stupid. You were like, why?
No, it wasn't stupid. It just couldn't talk. It was like this bird's broken. Because we actually found the bird. We found him flying around the park. No one ever came around to claim him,
So who found him? You?
Yeah, I found him. He was just flying around the park one day. He was flying around the park.
What do you mean he was just flying? So you just captured this bird and brought it to your
bird's pretty
house?
Friendly. The bird was pretty fucking friendly. We're like me and my boys. We're like yo, hey bro, that ain't no regular bird. That's some shit you see on the Discovery Channel and shit, bro. He's like, yeah, I think it's a parrot. I'm like, yeah, there's a parrot. And like we got up close to it. It's all right.
Right.
Just looking, it's not even running away. He's like, yo, let's go and try to pet it. So like, the bird's not even freaking out. So it obviously had an owner before.
So it was clearly a domesticated bird.
Yeah.
That you're like, well.
Yeah, but like, no.
You're like, this is my bird.
Like,
it's not like a bird has a damn collar or something. You can
so we're like,
return the bird to the.
We waited around like an hour or two. No one came around looking for the birds. So we're like, fuck it, it's my bird.
Khalil, wouldn't it be interesting though if the person that owned that bird before you, it was in its house, in that person's house, and all it did was repeat TV jingles? Like, this fucking bird's annoying. I'm taking it to the park.
And let it go.
Setting it free.
May never know, man.
And then you picked it up, and it just did the same thing for you.
Yeah. My mom loved that fucking bird. The bird hated her. It was hilarious.
The bird hated her.
Yeah, my bird did not like my mom, bro. It was funny as hell.
All right. Anyways, what I was gonna get into with this cat story, right?
All right, tell me the cat story.
Was this girl offered me like a kitten.
Yeah.
And she had sent me this picture of like these 3 cute kittens, and then like the little baby, like you could tell like they're cute. She's like, "You want one of these cats?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take one. Bring one over." And she goes, "The cat, I'm bringing them to the vet. They're not going to be out of the vet for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Before they're like ready." And I was just like, you know what? No, I don't want a cat that's been through the cat system. I just want the cat. It's either now or I don't want the cat.
All right. So
Do you see any problem with this in my train of thought here?
what, you didn't want a cat that's been through the system? Was it rescue?
I guess, I don't know. I guess maybe she just found the cats. Well, I don't know. I don't know where she got the cats.
That's kind of, yeah. You don't even know where she got them from. You might not want them.
I don't want all 3. I just wanted one, and it was the black one with the little gray specks on it.
How old was it?
It's like a tiny, like
It was a kitten.
like fit in the palm of your hand.
So did her cat have kittens or?
I don't know.
That's kind of weird. It's like,
I didn't even ask her.
that bitch probably stole them cats, man. Like, ooh, kittens! I'm gonna take these kittens. I'm gonna sell them.
But she said to me, she's like, you sure you don't want the orange cat? And I'm like, that the orange cat's just gonna get fat and eat lasagna. I want the black one with the gray specks.
Oh, you didn't want
And I
Garfield,
wanted
man?
it now, and then I was, you know what?
Garfield's a great cartoon, man.
He hates Mondays.
I don't like Mondays either.
But do you ever wonder why like Garfield hates Mondays when he doesn't work?
I don't know. I don't know why Garfield hates Mondays, man.
How could somebody that doesn't work hate Mondays?
Maybe everybody's too busy for him and he wants attention. I don't know.
You think he actually misses the owner that has to go to work?
Maybe so, man.
But he seems to dislike the owner.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't like. What's the owner's name?
John.
John. I want to say Dave, but he might write it John. What's that ugly dog's name?
Odie.
Odie. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you ever think that? I always thought it would be funny to like see a Garfield cartoon where John. I don't know. It's just like why are newspaper comics kind of depressing? Like why are the characters all just seem like so lethargic and depressed?
I don't know, because that's who reads them.
That's who reads newspaper
Yeah.
comics is old people.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Do you have time for newspaper comics?
No, I don't
right
read
now in your
newspaper
life,
comics.
Khalil?
No, I don't. I don't read newspaper comics. I used to read like regular comic books, but I never read. I used to read newspaper comics when I was a little kid, when I was like 5.
What was
But I had no idea like what I was reading. I was reading it, but I had no idea what I was reading.
comic books though? Are you a big comic book guy?
No, I'm not a big comic book guy. First comic book I ever bought though was Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Why the Silver Surfer?
I just thought he looked cool, man. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker surfs. He's silver.
And it was long before the movie, right? The Fantastic Four movie.
Man. This is early '90s we're talking about, man.
Yeah, I remember the Silver Surfer was much more popular when he kind of like had some like mystique. When he kind of had some, there's it was some kind of like mystery about him.
Honestly,
before you put him in a crappy movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, the Silver Surfer does need his own movie. He needs his own movie, but I noticed like when the Fantastic Four did it, it was horrible. They didn't do a good job. I haven't seen a good Fantastic Four movie yet, man.
Yeah, they did like 2 bad ones, and then they made another bad one.
I'm like, what? And like I remember seeing the movie. I'm like, I was just so disappointed. I'm like, yo, like Silver Surfer sucked in this movie, man. Like,
to tell you the truth, I don't even remember the movie that well. Why did he suck? Why did he not live up to your expectations of
I don't remember why, because
the Silver Surfer?
But I remember not liking it.
I don't know. I always liked Iceman from the X-Men, and I always thought he was kind of similar to Silver Surfer, but it was with ice, because he kind of just surfed on ice.
Yeah, the Silver Surfer could actually fly though.
Right, but I don't think they did Iceman any justice in the movies either.
They probably didn't. No, they didn't. I don't know. They weren't too bad. They weren't too bad in the X-Men. Was it? Forget it. Was it Apocalypse? I can't remember. The one with Jean Grey right before, right when she's pretty much turning into Phoenix.
There's too many Marvel movies now, man. I can't even keep up with them anymore. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I think we're running
we got
low
5
on
minutes,
time.
right? We got 5 minutes.
I mean, we could cut it short now, or
let's go ahead and do the full hour like it's a special.
Yes. Okay. My apologies, sir. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know, man. You both have the topics ready for me, player.
I think we've hit all my topics. Let's see.
Really? We only had we only talked about 3 things.
Were you a fan of wrestling growing up, like WWE wrestling?
Hell yeah, I was a big fan of wrestling, man.
I wrote that one down because I thought you might be a fan. I think because a lot of comedians are fans of wrestling.
Man, comedian or not, who wasn't a fan of wrestling back then? As far as like males.
Who was your favorite wrestler as a kid?
My favorite wrestler? At first it was the Warrior.
The Warrior. Okay.
You remember the Warrior?
Yeah.
Yes, man. Warrior was so great. And motherfucker, like his energy, the face paint, the energy, when he was talking like on the mic and shit.
Right.
Yes. Not a bit of it made sense. Like it don't even make sense to this day. But it was just so fun watching it, man. Then the motherfucker was strong as shit.
Right.
I remember he had fucking military press somebody. I can't remember. It was a big motherfucker. I think it was a giant. Just arms locked out and everything. I'm like, how in the fuck did you do that? Freaking nature too, man. That was another thing.
You know who was my favorite wrestler growing up?
Who?
Mankind.
Mankind, Mick Foley?
Yeah.
Mick Foley was hilarious. I like Mick Foley, man.
Yeah. And it's strange too, because once I got in the comedy scene in Connecticut, that's around where he does comedy too. And I was
he does comedy.
He does stand-up comedy now. So he was my favorite.
I bet he got some stories.
Wrestler growing up, and then he became a comedian, and it's like he's still a hero of mine.
So he just walking around doing mics and shit up in Connecticut?
No, he does paid gigs.
Of course, because he's Mick Foley, so.
Yeah. And it's all wrestling fans in the audience, too.
That's great, man. Then, I used to love Goldberg. Goldberg was the shit. Remember Goldberg?
Yeah.
Goldberg. Da, da, That motherfucker was like a superhero, man.
You ever seen the movie The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke?
I heard about it, never seen it though.
Oh, you should watch that movie. It's really good. It's he plays like kind of like just like the washed up wrestler, you know.
Yeah. I probably would have saw it if I was like younger, but now I'm like, wrestling is like a pastime for me now. It's like,
yeah, but that's a good reason to watch it because you kind of like see what like these guys that you grew up like liking as a kid, like what their like real lives are like now. You know what I mean? I used to work at a pawn shop, and wrestlers used to like this guy. I don't know, this guy that used to just come in and like buy like tons of video games. Yeah. He was like a handler for wrestlers, like old school wrestlers, and he would bring them in. He brought in Tugboat one time. He brought in Van Vader.
I remember Vader. Man. Vader was scary. He was a scary motherfucker, man. That motherfucker was scary to me.
You know, it's really funny. My coworker at the store, he got like all excited when Van Vader. He's like, can I? He's like, yeah. Can I take a picture with you, man? Yeah. Van Vader's just like, let's make this quick. Gotta get something to eat.
Oh, big fat fuck. That's a fat motherfucker right there. That's a big motherfucker.
Yo, I shook his hand. His hands were like the size of like hams, with like fingers coming at him. Like it was like,
oh yeah, the motherfucker was big.
That's a big man right there. All right, well, I think that about wraps it up for the 1000 Comics podcast. Nothing to plug, nothing to promote.
Nothing to plug, nothing to promote, man. But
just look up Khalil Rashad on the internet.
Look up Khalil Rashad on the internet. I got videos on YouTube. Go on Facebook. Just type in Khalil Rashad. Find me there. Follow me on Instagram at Khalil Got Jokes.
Khalil Got Jokes.
That's
and
right.
You hit that up. You look him up online, and you see where he's at next. Come see him. Thank you very much, podcasters.